So from my experience, I think the three main advances and the three main disruptive innovations are first sequencing, the new technologies that make sequencing available and broadly available. When we started to develop our test 10 years ago, sequencing wasn't available, and then we could only start from a few hundreds of genes. But now with sequencing, you can really go into the full genome analysis, in our case in the full transcriptome analysis, and start from a much larger pool of genes and then develop and identify the key biomarkers. So I think sequencing is really playing a key role in allowing biomarkers and diagnostic applications to progress. Second, machine learning, definitely. We are generating lots of data coming from sequencing, coming from blood measurements, coming from medical records, single time but also longitudinal, so that the amount of data is really booming. And to really manage this data and this amount of data, you need to have advanced data analytics. And this is also made possible with artificial intelligence or augmented intelligence and machine learning, because then you really have to crunch across lots of data and be able to reduce this into meaningful information that you can translate into predictive algorithm. And last, I would say it's digital health, mainly for the fact that digital health is somehow democratizing healthcare and also diagnostics and making this available to lots of people. Like this, we are not only talking to patients, but we're talking to population that can have access to different types of apps, digital health application through their smartphone. And this has the advantages that it will empower patients, empower customers at this point, and will raise awareness against disease, and also against, in our case, against the colorectal cancer disease, but also screening for this disease, and that's important. I think the patient, they really have a role to play, and the digitalization and digital health will empower them to take on this role. We are currently, my company Navigenics, we are working on developing a blood test for early detection of colorectal cancer. That's what we have done for the last 8-10 years. But certainly it's not the only thing we can do. We can do much more, and now we start to explore what we can do in the immuno-oncology space, where we can, applying the same technological platform, and develop applications such as predicting response to therapy, predicting therapy efficacy, but also monitoring patients in time. This is, I would say, an early process internally. We start exploring this with scientific advisors and clinicians, and my expectations also coming to this event is that I can also connect with industry, not only from the early prevention or diagnostics, but also from the therapeutics. And this is what we need now, is we really need to connect with those companies acting at different space than we do, and start interacting and start defining identifying the key synergies. So I really hope that I can find some potential partners, and also in this field of convergence, where we see convergence playing a big role, it's only, and we believe it's through partnerships that we can make faster progress. I think that's finished, the time where you can only do your small things on your side and bring this in the market. Now, complexity has increased, and now you need to partner. You need to find your right partners to really deliver and a breakthrough solution into the market. So partnering is key. One very important key message that we'd like to address is about the focus we have today on preventive medicine. Today, most of the healthcare system is designed to cure disease, but minimum is done to prevent disease, and this has to change. We see that if we can really detect disease very early, we can reduce incidence, we can reduce suffering, and we can really reduce cost associated with patients and with treatment. But all of this can only happen if we also have the policies, the right policies, and that we value also appropriately prevention. And so we need to go through lots of changes to really value prevention, and also that the fact that with this more investment will come in prevention, and change the healthcare as it is currently designed.